Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the match here on WWE 2K25. This is our first piece of tag team action of Forbidden Door as the reunited Edge and Christian, or Cope and Christian, or the Rated R Souls, as they're now known, went up against TenKoji, the team of Hiroyoshi Tenzan. He gave me some suggestions on who could face the reformed Cope and Christian. It brought these guys up, and I thought, you know what? I really want to use them, so perfect. Win-win situation. It's quite interesting. It was quite a fun little revival for these two. I'm a little bit surprised because I did honestly think that FTR were going to win the Tag Team Championships and start up a feud between FTR and Cope and Christian for the AEW Tag Team Championships. Wasn't to be the case. Which is probably quite smart, rather than just throwing the belt straight on Cope and Christian. It gives them a chance to work through FTR, continue to build momentum, and then go after the Tag Team Championships. It does make sense. Looking into the singles division then, we've got Edge or Cope or Adam Copeland doing very, very well on +9 after 35 matches, mainly due to this year. He's at a +7 from 5 matches so far this year, so really strong by him. On the flip side, Christian Cage -4 after 36 matches. He's had a bit of a crap time of it in recent years, and he'll be hoping this resurgence of the tag team could help him. At Tenzan, who apparently, even though he's been on our tag team roster for quite some time, doesn't actually exist in our singles rankings. Our singles rankings. So let's get him added in straight away. We'll get some more use out of him. I believe he was one of the original members of NWO Japan as well, so there's an opportunity to utilize him there in the future. So far, 1 in 2021, 1 in 2023, and was on the losing side of both of those matches. I always get Kojima mixed up with Nagata, Blue Justice. I don't know why. So here we go then, Adam Copeland and Christian doing pretty well so far, starting things off looking very strong. And it's a pretty even match, to be honest. Both teams are rated fairly highly. Edge now spinning heel kick attempted on Kojima. It was blocked by Kojima, but Christian Cage was there to take control of the match back. Nice neck breaker there by Christian, utilizing the ring to his advantage. And it is Cope now with the kendo stick. For some reason, every time you make a match tornado, it does automatically put on disqualification. You cannot turn that disqualification off. It is on permanently, which is frustrating, but it's good fun at the same time. Christian now going after Kojima as Edge now going after Hiroyoshi Tenzan. I'm sure Tenzan was part of New Japan's version of NWO. Let's have a quick goosey gander. He's 54 years of age. I think he is still knocking around New Japan here and there, isn't he? Maybe not, actually. Looks like, yes, he is. Returned to New Japan, 95 to present. He was in WCW from 95 to 98 as well. And in that period of time, I believe he was... Yeah, Tenzan had a brief tenure in World Championship Wrestling, most notably being defeated by the Macho Man Randy Savage at Starrcade 1995 in the World Cup of Wrestling. Tenzan would get his rematch with Savage at New Japan's Battle Formation show in 1996, which again he lost. In 1998, Tenzan returned to WCW as a member of NWO Japan, where he teamed mainly with Masahiro Chono, which I believe is also a team we do have on our... Yes, it is, yeah, on our tag team rankings. We haven't used them yet. The team of Choten, Masahiro Chono and Hiroyoshi Tenzan. So I would like to use them at some point. If we can do some sort of... I mean, I am looking to potentially do a war game style tournament in the future. And we could have an NWO team, an NWO Wolfpack team, and a NWO Japan team as well. I think we've got enough people to do it. I would have to really try and figure out who was what and when and that sort of stuff, though, to be honest with you. Christian now working over Tenzan. As Kojima, big throw on Edge. Yeah, so for the Japanese version, you had Chono, you had Scott Norton, you had the Great Muta, you had Tenzan, obviously, as well. Kojima, obviously... Oh, Kojima was also a part of this as well. Okay. Now by Christian Cage on Tenzan, only a 2 count. NWO Japan members. There we go. As Edge now with a kendo stick once again across Tenzan. Here we go. New Japan's version of NWO had Chono as the leader and founding member. As Edge now with a pin on Kojima. It's only a 2 count. So Chono was the leader / founding member. You had Hiroyoshi Tenzan Kenji Muto, otherwise known as the Great Muta. You had Scott Norton, Buff Bagwell, NWO Sting, Michael Wall Street, Scott Hall, Kevin Nash 6, Big Titan, Brian Adams, and Satoshi Kojima. Kojima now on the outside with a snap suplex as Edge drops Tenzan face first, mid of the ring, and grabs a hold of the kendo stick once again. So yeah, we can have a really cool version of NWO Japan. Yeah, Chono, Tenzan, Kojima, and Muta potentially would be the best version. Nice snap suplex there by Cope. Look how Look how far Christian flew. That's what I was trying to say. He really flew across the ring. Tenzan now dropped face first onto the knee of Edge. Cope now dragging Tenzan away from the ropes. Not quite sure what he's got planned here. But Kojima with a big boot into the face of Christian. And now catches Cope as well. Had him up on the shoulders, but Christian came back in, saving Cope and then taking down Tenzan. Kojima there with a nutbuster on Cope. Breaks up the pin himself. That's running Bulldog there by Cope as well. And Christian now has it hooked, looking for that kill switch. Hits it on Tenzan. Cope has the submission locked in on Kojima. And the problem is, because Cope had the submission locked in, I don't think Christian went for the pin like he should have done. He was depending on that victory by submission, and it probably wasn't the wisest thing to do, to be honest. Pin now by Cope on Kojima. Christian has control of Tenzan in the corner, and that's it. The steel chair to the back of the head of the grounded Kojima was enough to pick up the victory for the Rated R Souls. And TenKoji on their debut dropped down to a -1, whereas Edge and Christian, or Cope and Christian, with that victory move up to a -2. +1 for the year. Team Division moves up to a +10. They've had a lot of points so far. That's Edge's 4th tag team point. Who's he been teaming with? I don't know, to be honest. Who have I done? I done Rated FTR, maybe? I don't actually know who I put him up against with. Doesn't matter. Christian Cage then, with that victory, then moves up to a -3 in the rankings. Hiroyoshi Tenzan, with that loss, moves down to a -1 after his debut match. And Kojima, with that loss, moves down to a -3 after 3 matches. Terrible for him, to be honest. Not good at all for him, but great victory for the team of Edge and Christian, Cope and Christian. Edge obviously. That is. Either way, it is effective. Christian become incredibly effeminate every time he gets a point. I mean, Kojima might be unhappy. A steel chair to get the victory. He had his feet up on the ropes, but as I said, both of those things were perfectly within the rule set for this match, so no cheating actually happened. But, you know, maybe not all within the... It's not within the gentleman's agreement of wrestling, is it? Hey-ho, either way, that's the end of the first match of the day. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Of course, if you have, hit the like and subscribe with the good stuff, and I'll see you again a little bit later on. 3 more big matches today. Next up, we'll have the AEW qualifier for the Cruiserweight Championship match as Rey Fenix takes on Pentagon, Ricochet and Sammy Guevara in a 4-way elimination. Later on, we'll have Athena going up against Utami Hayashishita. I always bugger that name up. And then finally, our final match of the day will be Taz, the human suplex machine, going up against Minoru Suzuki in an underground match. Good night.